card thrifty to take it away, to get G2 up to map point, match point. Now Trent takes Jing's head off once again. The dive forward here onto the side, something trying to lead the charge, snapping with a headshot, manages a find, and has placed the enemy. Jonah, good for one. Showstopper in, Icy not getting that kill, but draws down with the Vandal. He picks off Mind Freak, and now it is Devi. The Sultan, the uncle, the last one standing. Devi winning on the angle. Now, just has to go for the plan. Paint shell, the molly, lobbed at him. He's down to 45. Everything in the kitchen sink sent at this man to make his task impossible. The shots are found. Leaf gets the finisher.
Yeah, so PaperX lost their first game to G2. And there's a couple things I want to talk about before we dive into some of the rounds. One is the general principle that I think happens with PaperX sometimes, which is PaperX are obviously known for their aggressive style. But there's two things to me that make PaperX, very successful throughout this game's history. And it's not just their aggression, that is a part of it, but the more crucial part, in my opinion, is their team play. Because when you combine good team play with aggression, what that means is that your opponent has no chance to respond, right? They're just getting overwhelmed and then they're dying without a chance to respond. That's what makes PaperX good, right? But the thing is, when PaperX play bad, it's often the team play is the thing that will be bad, right? It's not like they'll stop with the aggression. The aggression will continue, but if the team play isn't there, now you're just inting, right? Now you're just out on your own dying. And any time that PaperX have had poor performances, it generally does look like this, right? Where we will see this kind of stuff. So we're going to take a look here at Bind. We're going to start here with round number 4, where they got absolutely rolled, in the gun rounds here. And the first thing I have to bring up here is that they probably need to change their comp. Right, this isn't the first time they've struggled on their bind defense side. They've had quite a few games where they've struggled on their bind defense side, and that to me is very obvious some of the reasons why, right? The first thing is, we're playing Gecko Sky. Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of actually somewhat meta on this map, but obviously there's not a ton of stopping power here, right? But then because we're not playing Viper, we're playing this Harbor Brim instead. Now we're really severely limited, where really you can only say Raze has a bit of stopping power, and, the Brim Molly is a bit of stopping power, but you literally have, like, I guess that Mosh as well, but you're really, really limited in terms of that stopping power in general, right? So that's one problem they have. Another problem that this comp causes them is they kind of have to be aggressive because of that, right? So, for instance, with this kind of like, harbor wall idea, they commonly do different harbor walls at the start of a round, to either maybe fake aggression or go and be aggressive. But the thing is, if you are the other team, and for instance, PaperX have a setup like they do now, where, we're smoking out towards A as well here, right? And we've got the Brim and the Harbor both over towards A. If you get past this wall, there's then no smokes here, right? It's then just a free path in with no smokes. That is a problem sometimes. You'll see what I mean here with the kind of solo plays, because we get this wall here, right? And this is literally just a solo play, right? Devi initially starts out here and flashes and looks to kind of come back to him. And maybe Devi is going to come back here, right? If they were given enough time. The problem is that G2 are actually going to go fast, which they actually played a pretty fast game here, G2, right? And they are playing the Gecko Sky themselves, so they have a lot of utility here. And in this round, they also have a Gecko ult. And the thing is, again, this is just PaperX. They're not necessarily thinking about what their opponents might do, because this Gecko ult through Hooker, Skydog down B, is an incredibly common play with a Sky Gecko comp, right? This is like probably the most likely thing they're going to do, right, in this crucial gun round, because it's a really good play, right? You send the Gecko this way, the Skydog this way, creates a ton of pressure, down both lanes. You're in trouble, right? You're in a lot of trouble, and there isn't a lot of ways to deal with that. And so something's just going to end up on his own here, right? And he's going to die for that.
The opposite side, getting himself flushed with his teleporter door as the Thrash. He's trying to avoid the timing on it, but he cannot get the punish. Icy, the covering fire, looking gorgeous. Quick clear there on the Dizzy, but Pain Shell's lobbed in. Devi overwhelmed.
So we got there kind of both sides of the coin, right? Both PaperX, not playing together, not on the same page, maybe not coming up with a good plan for the round, but also G2, and we will see this throughout as well, we're playing incredibly well, right? Like, okay, yeah, Icy finds the first kill, something's on its own. Yeah, it's maybe not the best idea for him. And now Devi is trapped, right? Devi is literally just stuck now, right? Like there's no real where for him to go. He can't jump out because the dog's coming out and they're scaling up there. And so now he's just getting hit by the Dizzy Flash. You see the nade, you see the satchel. It's really, really good by G2. Not only is that really good by G2, but they're so far ahead of PaperX in this round, right? They have such a good read of what's going to happen. They smoke off the TP. I mean, this is just, we were dialed in here for G2, absolutely dialed in. And not only are they going to be, you know, smoke this off, and yes, PaperX will take this double TP, but then we're also going to get, you know, the Brimble coming out here as well, right? Just so good.
Overwhelmed, taken down. TP now, double push. Icy just sat the opposite side here. Oh, the smoke, and Jing goes right up into his crosshair. Mind Freak, dead, absolutely screwed. Somehow Jing beyond the grave gets a boombot kill. But that doesn't even matter. It is Forsaken now all on his lonesome for Paper X. That shot across, Jonah P gonna be taken down, but there's so much more work to be done in rapid succession. Instead, looks like maybe just wants to try to deal as much damage as we possibly can, but Leaf will be left standing.
Okay, so we take a timeout after that round for Paper X, and they are on an eco in this round, but they do have some pretty big ults. But now we're going to see another problem that I think Paper X really had in this game, that maybe we even caught a bit of a whiff of before as well, which is just impatience and chasing around.
That would be the Seekers ready to go.
They're going to try to push this space, and this isn't going to fool, I don't think, G2 at all.
There's the push. Forsaken able to find one, tucks into the corner, sends down that cove to try to play a little bit more elusively in the Dizzy now. It notes him, it takes him down. Trent able to play off that one. Showstopper now through, and they're so ready for it. Trent instantly headshotting him. Jonah P, he does end up falling. This is still significant damage dealt. You look at their HP bars now. Locked within the teleporter room. The spike now getting ready to be planted. And Devi all on his lonesome. Recovered Phantom, see if he can try to deal any ounce of damage. A couple shots there on the Leaf. The bite lobbed in, forcing him even further back within the confines of this prison. Time is ticking. Nothing more realistically for Devi to do other than to try to take some of these weapons away. Force them to buy once again, but G2, they are stagnant, they are statuesque, they are not looking to move a muscle. And on the swing out, he will finally fall.
So again, the start of the round here is like, okay, again, we're having to, you know, do something behind this harbor wall. Becomes maybe a bit obvious here to G2, right? That like, oh, you know, there's something probably going on behind this harbor wall. They wait for the tap though, in they come, all swing together, right? Really good stuff from G2. And then Forsaken dies here, right? And this is the thing. At this point, the dog is just coming through the TP, right? So the dog is trying to help out here, okay? But this is unbelievable what Jing does. Unbelievable, right? I mean, if I just show you from before, right? So something is kind of, Forsaken, sorry, is in some kind of trouble right now, right? Jing and something are here, right? You are not TPing here. There is no way you are making this, right? When this is going on. Like, he is dead. Like, he is dead. And the thing is, they don't even ult. I mean, if we actually look, right? Jinx still has his ult. Forsaken is now dead and has been dead a second, right? He doesn't pop ult until when? Now. He's been dead like a good 2-3 seconds. Why are we, like, he's already dead. This is an eco 4v3 that you're blindly sending this Raze ult through. I mean, fair enough. If he did just shoot the ult through it and didn't TP, that actually would have been crazy, because he actually probably would have got 2 kills for that. But, you know, he comes through the TP, you know, dies. Okay, he gets 1, I guess, but that's your Raze ult, right? And then we both just TP as well. Like, it's just impatience, right? Like, the round is over because you chose this path, right? Like, there is 0% chance you pretty much win this round. And I do just want to highlight as well, you know, the kind of way that G2 play this, right? The respect that they give Devi, you know, is again, of course, one of us swings out and the other doesn't, even though we have a Sky Flash, right? Like, of course. But the respect that they give him here, and again, just showing that G2 were really dialed in on this game, right? Like, we're not giving him any easy 1v1s. You know, we're just like, we're really patient, right? We're waiting for him to swing out. Just making sure we definitely win the round. Okay, next one here, round number 8. We're currently at 6-1, and something gets an up in this one on Gecko. And this, I think, is one of the better kind of starts that PaperX had, right? Where we actually have some semblance, I think, of a decent plan that might work, right? They farm the ult up just here. We get something set up out towards Shower, right? We actually come back here, you know, towards Long, you know, as a team after the dog after the dog kind of gets destroyed just there, right? So we're playing around their util. We understand we're going together. You see, we then dog back with a cascade, right? A comboing utility, right? What a novel idea again. You know, something does get pushed back by a boombot, so you know he has to leave. But okay, we're not overstaying our welcome. We get set up into a decent position here on long, right? Like this is like an actual round of Valorant, right? With like a back and forth, and you know, oh, we dog this, we re-cleared it with our utility, right? Like, you know, normal stuff the PaperX were not doing in the rest of this game, right? Now, okay, they are going to, because again, their comp, you know, doesn't have a ton of stopping power. G2 just kind of find a timing to come down here and short. It's not the most impressive round by G2 in the world, but okay, that's what it is. You know, okay, my free guts the Brim ult. It doesn't stop Icy, and unfortunately, Icy has this Raze ult as well. But they managed to find this kill on Jonah, who was kind of lurking out here towards B, right? They actually find the kill on him. Great, we're in a 5v4. From here, though, I mean, okay, my freak is going to die to this Raze ult, but then from there, just again, we're just chasing around for no reason in a 4v4.
Does intercept Jonah P. As Showers, Icy wanted to try to clear it, and clear it he has. It's a little bit of damage there onto himself, but it's the kill that he was looking for. Mind Freak going to be taken down.
Spike planted.
Thrash on the hunt, nothing getting spotted. Jing trying to push up over top of this Mosh, trying to disrespect it, trying to find a timing. They are prepared for it. They hear him coming, and they deal with it swiftly. Sticking with another one. Second kill here in the round. Taking down the opposing Raze, but there's still so many entrenched players, and Leaf is one of them. Picks off the Vi. The Showers pitch, still gonna have to be a concern, and now the Pit invested just to ensure success. Capital the spike, Forsaken bound, Leap on with 3 and something, just needing to drift away to hold on to this operator.
Okay, so let's take a look at this from this point then. So my freak has just died with the Raze ult there. Okay, we're in a 4v4. Okay, it is what it is, right? We use the Gecko ult to, you know, try and hold on here to Lamps. This is a perfectly fine idea. Jing is going to quickly insert himself back into Lamps before we lose this control, and then hey, we're in a decent spot, right? If we've got Lamps control back here, right, we can then kind of come forward as a team, have maybe something hold towards Shower for the rest of us, right? He'll kill anyone in Shower for us with his op, and then the rest of us can just deal with short, right? That would be a great plan, right? The thing that you can't do though, if you're Jing, is this, right? And I understand, I get this. You know, this is like a clever little play that most people would not push this. Right, I get that. I understand that he's found a kind of nice, maybe timing here to run through a molly. A lot of people don't expect it, but G2 were on it this game. Look at them. They know, even though this molly is down, they are staring at this. Right, they were so on it and so ready for this kind of play. And so Jing, yeah, I mean, you can see Jing initially, he's actually already swinging this way, thinking that there's no way they'd be here. But we've got 2 people here. They're so ready for you. And yeah, he is making footsteps, so maybe that alerted them to it. But really heads up from G2. But now we're just in a terrible spot, right? And again, it's like a solo, I'm gonna hero play, win the round for us, don't worry. And this is what this game was full of, right? The team play aspect isn't, you know, necessarily there. It's just, I'm gonna do this. Out I go, I die, right? And they never adapted PaperX to realizing that, oh, like this team understands what's going on, you know? And then again, we end up in this spot and we end up back in a 3v3. Forsaken finds that kill, right? We're back in it. And we know that someone is in Shower. You just saw them shooting just there, right? So it's like, okay, what's our plan right now then? We know someone is in Shower. What's our plan? Well, Devi, obviously we've seen these guys, you know, contest Jing earlier on. I'm just going to solo walk in Lamps on my own and die here, right? And again, at a certain point, you know, you have to make a play. They don't really have any utility left at this point, but you know, again, it's done alone, right? Everything's so many different things were kind of done on their own, you know, without utility, without any team play, without any teammates there to, you know, maybe trade a kill or anything like that. And then we end up losing the round. Now, again, I've already shown you some clips that I think highlight just how, you know, this wasn't just PaperX bad. Yeah, there was elements of PaperX clearly not playing their best, but G2 were on it. Like, you know, they were really, really on it. This was probably one of the best maps, you know, they've played, to be honest. Certainly one of the best halves they've ever played. And, you know, towards the end of the half as well, they understood what was coming and how to deal with it.
You know, these plays just aren't working, and they're getting aggressive again. They're going to use the Cove and a bunch of flashes, but they're ready. They're playing it.
Finds an opener once again! Says, throw whatever you have at me! I will bear through it! I will shut you down!
And that round from G2 got the cogs turning in my mind a bit because it was reminded me of a round that I'd seen many years ago in a different Paper X game where they also got stomped on bind on their defense side.
This guy, man, sipping at the fountain of youth out of his Red Bull cup, it seems. This guy is just insane.
It's everyone from FPX.
Oh,
it's
my.
everybody. They can't miss a shot.
And why not? Flex on him. 400 credits down the drain to try and get the high ground advantage.
This one did look very, very similar from G2. I mean, obviously Paper X do it at more of a pace this time. It was more of a reaction in that FPX clip, but obviously they come out fast. But the thing is, we're ahead of it here, right? And this is the thing. G2 in the first map, we're maybe a little bit scared, but here, you know, we're not scared. We're walking out straight away, and now we just are, as a team, fighting these angles. Yeah, some of us are going to get hit by util, but these guys don't. And so, you know, Icy is just able to absolutely destroy them from that angle, right? He's just able to come out, and then you go. Valorant and Icy just deal with it together, and then even Icy, you know, I mean, this is the thing, right? I mean, he just completely outplays Mindfreak there as well. And then it's just waiting for the TP, and, you know, they were just so on it. They were so aware of what was going on, and like in that bind game, I mean, that's what this was like, that FPX game where everyone thought, you know, Paper X were unplayable on bind. No one could beat them on that map. And then FPX came up with a plan of like everyone was on it. They knew what was going to happen. They were ready for the aggression and they destroyed them. And that's what happened here.